It's open.
Hey,
Hey, back so soon?
something like that. I wanted to get your insight on something.
All right.
About the Rainbow Factory. What would it take for us to shut that place down?
What?
I've been thinking about it lately. Don't you think it's a bit strange how secretive Walden's always been about it? Like how he won't give the company any details about certain projects he has in the works, but still demand the funding for supplies and research? Why are we giving that to him when we don't even know what it's for?
Does this have anything to do with your own little personal vendetta you have against Walden, perchance?
So what if it does?
Shut down the Rainbow Factory, huh? Well, I know it's going to take a lot more than just cutting the funding for any suspicious projects he has in the works. Walden's a businessman in his own right, just as much as he is a scientist. Even if we were to cut him off from the company, along with any other investors that had ties to Mordecai, Walden could easily find a way to make up for it.
Even with how he's behaving right now? Come on, Wallace.
Fair point. Even so, given how much money the Rainbow Factory pulls in, and how much Walden puts into it, salaries, maintenance costs, supplies, research, it could still take a few years for the situation over there to become critical.
That's too much time.
All right, look. If this is really something you're set on doing, and doing it as quickly and thoroughly as possible, then you're going to want to utilize the trifecta of failure.
What's the trifecta of failure?
It was something that Kai used to determine whether a business was doomed or not. Funding is only the first item. The less money that goes in, the less you're going to get out of it, whether that be from investors or consumers. The second is damage. Fires, flooding, infestations, or just property and structural damage in general. All of that costs money, and the more of it that there is, the quicker their funds will be drained. The final item is the most important. The employees. Kai figured this out a long time ago. Unhappy employees leads to low morale. Low morale leads to less loyalty and lower work output. And less loyalty and lower work output leads to a whole mess of other problems. Lower work quality, high turnover rates, damage to the company's reputation. I would usually say all you need, Ben, is a good lawsuit, and the place would be as good as dead.
And how long does the trifecta usually take to yield any results?
Depends. If everything goes wrong at precisely the right moment, it can topple a business in under a year.
But not something as big as Walden's Rainbow Factory, right?
Well, let's see. How does that old saying go? The bigger they are.
The harder they fall.
Right. And I don't know if you've gotten a good look at the Rainbow Factory lately, but that place is pretty damn big if you ask me.
Right. Thanks for the feedback, Wallace.
Mm-hmm. And Dolly,
Yeah?
if you're really planning on going through with this, make sure you do it right. I know firsthand that Walden is neither forgiving nor merciful. And with him being the Midnight Maniac and all, You don't want that boy as your enemy. Trust me.
Well, you really should have thought about that before he decided to kill Mordecai. Thank you for having me over, Lynn.
Yes, well, when I thought about you being alone in that big old mansion of Mordecai's, I felt like you could use the company.
I haven't been all that alone, actually. I still have Santi, and Mordecai's henchmen seem keen on sticking around, so...
Yeah? Well, where's the joy in that? Being surrounded by servants and bodyguards all the time?
Fair point. Getting myself more acquainted with Mordecai's henchmen has proven to be incredibly helpful, though. Shot a gun for the first time the other day. My shoulder still hurts from the recoil of that rifle.
What do you want to learn how to shoot a gun for?
Well, for self-defense, mostly. I thought carrying pepper spray on me would be enough if I encountered the Midnight Maniac out on the street. But all it seemed to do was just piss him off.
So you saw him?
Yep.
What did he look like?
Well, you remember Walden, right?
Yeah?
Take Walden, but less resting bitch face and more psychomaniac.
Right. So you're saying that?
That the Midnight Maniac's my damn cousin? Yes.
Have you gone to the police about this yet?
No. I have something else in mind.
Oh? And what's that?
Did Mordecai ever tell you about something he referred to as the trifecta of failure?
Yeah. My grandfather actually taught him that term.
Oh. Well, anyways. My idea was that we could use that to put a permanent stop to Walden's rampaging. No more Rainbow Factory means that he won't have anywhere that he can run away to escape from this. From there, we could allow the police to move in and do their thing.
Why not just go to the police now?
Because the Rainbow Factory is built like a damn fortress. Walden would probably have that place sealed up tight before a SWAT team could make it all the way through the forest that surrounds it.
I'll put in a good word for you to my father, Ben. He has some stakes in the Rainbow Factory, along with a few other investors that Mordecai roped in for him. If we can convince most of them to withdraw their funding to the Rainbow Factory, it should knock that first item off for you pretty effectively.
You'd do that for me?
Sure. If Walden really is the Midnight Maniac, and he doesn't deserve any sort of cooperation from us. Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you something.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Well, I know this isn't a sharp left turn from what we were just talking about, but would you marry me?
What? Where is this coming from?
Sorry. There just never seemed to be a perfect time to ask. A Midnight Mania, Mordecai's passing, and now this. I figured, now's as good a time to ask as any.
Did Mordecai put you up to this?
No. I did ask him for his blessing a little while back, but you said that choice wasn't up to him. It was up to you.
Give me some time to think about it. I do like you, Lynn. A lot. But right now it's hard for me to think about building a future and settling down when the Midnight Maniac's still out there somewhere, making the neighborhood unsafe.
Ethan. You're starting to sound like Mordecai, you know? The judge, jury, and executioner side of him.
So I've been told. The guys have already taken to calling me Dollface. If taking on that role means that the neighborhood can be a safe and happy place for everyone again, I don't think I'll mind it all that much.
Dr. Partridge? He's awake.
All right. Let him know I'll be with him in a moment.
Are you sure this is such a good idea?
It's the only option we have left. We can't keep going on like this. Wally needs to understand the gravity of the situation and how much trouble his actions have caused us.
Very well. I've got the team on standby in case we need to sedate him again. We're ready.
Thank you, hon. Though I'm hoping it doesn't have to come to that. Hopefully, Wally can be made to see reason. Wally?
Poppy? Where am I? What happened?
You're in the infirmary, hon. You were shot in the abdomen while you were out on one of your color hunts. Fortunately, you were able to make your way back to the factory and get yourself here before you bled out.
Well. That explains the gauze, then.
I don't think so, sweetheart. That's a very serious injury. I'm afraid I'm going to have you remain on bed rest for the next few weeks at least, so that your wounds can heal.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have that kind of time, Poppy. Someone has to be there to manage this facility.
Howdy. Howdy will be the one to look after things while you're recovering.
Like hell he will. Howdy doesn't know the first thing about managing this facility.
He knows enough for us to get by, Wally. Right now, making sure that you're all right and that you're able to rest and heal is our top priority. You can't possibly expect to be able to properly manage this place when you're this badly hurt.
You're not going to budge on this, are you?
I'm afraid not, dear.
And what exactly am I supposed to do while I'm just laying around in bed?
Well, perhaps you can tell me about what happened.
Oh, my injury. Let's see,
Do you recall anything from that night?
A rag doll with long green hair. Some guy in a hat and suit. The details are still kind of hazy.
Perhaps this will help.
My phone. Jesus Christ, where did all these voicemails come from?
Hey, Wally boy, it's me. Kinda figured you'd be busy this moment in present. Listen, there's some commotion going on inside the neighborhood at the moment. I know you don't come down here much anyways. Let's try it best if you avoid the city during the night until further notice. I'll be sure to keep you posted on what's going on. You just stay safe out there, alright? We'll be in touch. Bye now.
Walden? Walden, what the hell is going on? Look, I know we've never really been close, and that I'm probably the last person that should be saying this to you. But this isn't like you. You've got your father and Morty and I running in circles trying to keep the police off your trail. We aren't going to be able to keep this up forever. I hope you know that. Anyways, bye.
Walden, pick up the damn phone. We need to talk.
Oh, Walden? I hope you're pleased with yourself. I don't know what happened. Personally, I don't care. If you think I'm about to let you get away with everything you've done, all the people you've wound up hurting, you've got another thing coming. The East Side is under my control now. And mark my words, if I ever see you again, it is on sight. And I will never forgive you for this.
Wally, what have you done?
Nothing. Just some disgruntled family members from the sounds of it.
I see. Are you aware that one of those family members is now dead? Because of you?
What? Which one?
Your uncle, Mordecai.
Big deal. He was getting old anyway. And with him out of the way, it'll make my job 1,000 times easier.
How can you possibly say that, Wally? After all Mordecai has done for you.
He didn't do shit for me. As I recall, he's always catered to the wants and needs of my father. The darling duo? Does that ring any bells?
That's not what it sounded like to me. Judging from that voicemail, it sounds more like he was concerned about his nephew, that he wanted to make sure that you were safe. He cared about you.
Yeah, well, he should have been smart and just stayed out of the way then. It's his own damn fault he's dead.
Wally?
Well, what else do you expect me to do, huh, Poppy?
I want you to try, Wally. To think. Barnaby, Julie, neighbor, and now Mordecai. How could you forget them all so easily?
Oh, not this again.
You used to be so much more, Wally. Strategic, cunning, calculated. You had a greater goal and a vision for this world. Whatever happened to that? What about your mother? Or sweet little Ophelia? Do you think they would be proud to see what you've become?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Poppy. I am strategic. I am cunning. I am calculated. I've always been this way. And I do have a vision. One that you and that naive bird brain of yours can't possibly begin to comprehend.
Ah, bird brain?
I think you should go. After all, I'm supposed to be resting now, aren't I? Just leave me alone.
Very well. You know, I'm only doing this because I care for you. You're like the son that I never had. and it pains me to see you act this way.
Just go, Poppy.
Bird brain? Really?
Oh, no. Not you.
You know, at first I felt kind of bad. We're getting Ophelia's spirit to move on from this place. From you. But now I see I made the right choice. You can ignore me as much as you'd like, Walden. But since you're going to be laid up in here for the foreseeable future, I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Medic. Medic.
Is something wrong, sir?
I need a sedative. Now.
I'm sorry, sir, but protocol dictates that we cannot administer a sedative unless you become unruly or the pain medications stop working.
Yeah, well, things are about to become pretty fucking unruly here in just a minute unless you knock my ass out. Now.
Right. As you wish.
And isn't that just like you, Walden? Running and hiding from your problems rather than confronting them.
Rest. I just need to rest.
Working on it, sir.
Fine then. Run and hide as much as you'd like. But know this. When you wind up losing or alienating everyone who's stood by you, and you have nobody left that's willing to stick by your side, I won't feel sorry for you. I'm sure it will get a real kick out of it.
Forget them. Run the factory. Forget them. Run the factory. Forget.
He did what?
He threw a cup that was on the nightstand beside his bed. Then he started muttering some nonsense to himself until the sedative went into effect.
Oh dear. Any indication as to why?
None that I've been able to find. Stress, perhaps?
Maybe.
Listen. About what the boss said earlier.
Don't worry about it, hon. I've been called worse. Just do what you can to keep him comfortable. I can try working with him again when he's in better spirits.
No such thing when it comes to that guy, I think.
Jeremy? Jeremy, are you there?
What's this? Is my presence actually being requested for once?
You said you wished to offer us your help, right?
Yep.
Listen, I need you to do me a really big favor.
Boss, there's some people here to see you.
I'm not expecting any visitors today. What do they want?
Well, apparently they're affiliated with your cousin, and they're asking to see you specifically.
Sounds kind of sketchy. Are we sure they're not a couple of assassins sent by Walden to finish the job?
Seem harmless enough. and they're unarmed, so...
All right, fine. Send them in, I guess.
Right then.
Hi. You must be...
Dolly. Dolly, darling.
Right. The name's Jeremy. Jeremy Marsh.
And your friend?
Frank Frankly. And he's not my friend. I was just unfortunate enough to be sent here with him is all.
I see. So what can I do for you two?
Well, we were hoping you'd reconsider your decision about coming up to the factory and helping Walden.
I thought I made myself clear while I was on the phone with that howdy guy earlier. Or was no not specific enough?
Well...
Believe me, we get it. If you ask me, Wally doesn't deserve anyone's help after all the shit he's pulled.
Okay, then. Why did you guys even bother coming here?
Because shit's getting really rough up there. We hope that maybe if you understood the full scope of the situation, you'd be willing to change your mind.
Well, I'm listening.
All right. Why don't you tell us what you already know so far?
Not a lot, really. Just that Walden all of a sudden went completely silent on all of us around the same time as when people started going missing around the neighborhood. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he and I were close or anything. But he at least knew how to return our calls or respond to an email.
Right. Well... I guess you could say all this started around 6 months ago. That's when it happened.
When what happened, exactly?
Wally's first rampage inside of the Rainbow Factory, which resulted in the deaths of his best friend and his ex-wife.
What? And how exactly did this happen?
Well, we don't really know why he did it. All we know is that he tore his friend Barnaby apart in a fit of rage, and he ordered Julie's death at the hands of security inside of the main entryway to the building. And around 3 months ago, he lost his assistant that had been working under him at the time in what we assume was a workplace accident.
But this is Walden we're talking about. You never really know.
Well, I do know that Wally was completely devastated by a neighbor's death. Kinda like how he was after he lost his daughter Ophelia. He ended up shutting himself off from everyone else, until eventually, he just snapped and turned into the monster that he is now.
Is there anything else you think I should know?
Well, I'm not entirely sure if it's genuine, or if he just doesn't want to face what he has done, but it would appear as though Wally has lost all of his memories pertaining to Barnaby, Julie, Neighbor, and Ophelia. Whenever anyone has tried bringing any of them up to him, he just writes it off as some old ghost story that we made up. So that's what we're dealing with here.
So that's why you're all so desperate for my help.
Yeah. We figured that, with you being a ragdoll and all, your abilities might be able to help him in some way. Maybe they could get him to finally calm down and realize the gravity of his killing sprees.
Look, as much as I feel for you guys and your situation, I'm afraid the time for talk and therapy sessions is past. It's like I told your friend Howdy. Mordecai is dead because of him. Obviously, he doesn't want any help.
Believe me, we get it. But we're kind of stuck in a tough spot at the moment. Wally is becoming harder and harder to reason with, to the point where not even Poppy is able to talk some sense into him.
And who's Poppy?
She's like a mom to almost everyone in the Rainbow Factory, especially to Walden. And he sent her scurrying out of the infirmary with tears in her eyes. I'm going to be real with you here. Frank and I are actually risking a lot by coming here. If Walden were to find out about this, we'd both be as good as dead.
I'm sorry. I can't help you. And if the two of you value your lives, then I highly suggest you forget Walden and the Rainbow Factory and use this as an opportunity to start over somewhere else.
No can do, I'm afraid. Yeah, the situation with Wally over there is completely fucked, but there are still a lot of innocent people in there that we'd be leaving behind. Friends that currently still don't have any way of making it out.
Then we're done here. Santiago can show you your way to the door.
All right, then. Thank you for your time. Jeremy, let's go.
So, how did your little confrontation with Walden go?
Pretty much the same as how all the others have gone up to this point.
Heh. Figures. I told you I should have been the one to try to talk to him first.
I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. Whatever he does remember, it's warped by what he can't remember.
That includes Mordecai too, I take it.
Yeah. He still thinks he's dealing with the same Mordecai from years and years ago. And he doesn't even remotely care that he's dead.
Damn. Well, maybe we can... You guys hear that too, right?
Yeah.
It can't be. Mordecai?
Mordecai.
Mordecai?
Hang on, I got this. Hey, pretty boy.
Hello? It's alright. Friendly. Friendly.
Finally, some familiar faces.
Oh my god, it is him. What are you doing here, Mordecai?
Not that we don't want you here. It's just that this is sort of,
Unexpected.
Having a long overdue look around here. Having a look at some of the secrets my nephew's been keeping from me.
Ah, I see. I guess you could say you've been dying to get a grand tour of this place, huh?
Alrighty, that one was pretty good, I'll give you that. Perhaps one of you could tell me, what the devil have you all been doing inside this place?
Well... It's kind of a long story.
Why don't you give us an idea of what exactly you do know first? Then we can go from there.
Well, I know Walden's a Midnight Maniac. I know he killed me, and I know that this is where he's been bringing all the people he's abducted. And I'm no stranger to the smell of blood. And every square inch of this factory reeks of it.
Sounds like the cat's pretty much out of the bag then.
Yeah. The truth is, this whole thing's been going on a lot longer than when Walden became the Midnight Maniac. The Rainbow Factory's been taking and killing people for their colors pretty much since the beginning, just by more subtle means. Walden will even stoop to using workers if they get to causing too much trouble or their loyalty comes into question.
This whole time. And I was the one that provided the funding for it. If I would have known, I would have never lent the money to him so easily.
Don't beat yourself up over this, Mordecai. It's not like any of us were being completely honest either.
So what's this here then?
This is Wally's private lab, where he works on his own personal projects and such.
Whoa. How do you do that? I can barely manage to throw a beaker across the room. But you managed to wreck this entire lab in just a couple of seconds.
Seeing it all just made me mad is all. Especially since I now know what it's being used for.
You must be one powerful spirit if you're able to pull off some poltergeist activity like that and not be immediately whipped right after.
Hey, do you think you might be able to start a fire?
Maybe.
What? What are you thinking, Julie?
The same thing I've been thinking ever since Walden had me gunned down in the main entryway. Walden and the Rainbow Factory are beyond saving. At this point, the best thing that anyone can do is burn this place to the ground.
Oh, come on. You don't really mean that.
Yes, I really do.
What about the others then, Julie? Howdy, Poppy, Eddie, Frank, Sally. You think they deserve to be trapped and burned in this place too?
No, I just want this nightmare to be over, Barnaby. Is that really so much to ask?
Let's not underestimate the others either. I'm sure they're more than capable of conducting a successful evacuation procedure without there being too many casualties.
You're seriously taking Julie's side on this.
Well, we're sort of running out of options.
Walden stopped listening to Poppy.
We're out of options. At this point, whether Walden lives, dies, or gets arrested, I think it's all going to wind up ending the same.
How long do you think it'll take for you to figure this out, Mordecai?
Not long, I wager. Just a matter of finding enough gas and tinder to get this place hot enough to burn.
Well, this was a complete waste of time.
Hey, at least we tried, right?
Yeah, but at the risk of getting our asses handed over to us if anyone discovered we'd left the factory. Never mind who we left to go see.
I mean, if we're being honest here, Walden doesn't seem to really care about what you do most of the time. It's my fluffy butt he'd really be after.
You, me, Howdy. Hell, maybe even Poppy, if he was pissed off enough. He'd be going after anyone who had a hand in letting us leave.
Hey, Frank. Level with me here for just a moment. What if we actually did what Dolly said and didn't return to the factory? Why not stay in the neighborhood and start over somewhere else?
Come on, you know we can't do that. Start over and do what exactly?
I don't know, a normal-ass job for a change? One where we don't have the constant threat of severe bodily harm or gruesome, horrible death always looming over our heads? I mean, just picture it. I could be just a regular old maintenance worker or a technician.
Doubtful.
And you could be the inventory manager at a normal-ass factory. Or maybe you could do something with your extensive knowledge about bugs or something.
Hey, entomology is just a hobby of mine, all right? It's not like it's able to pay the bills or anything.
It probably could, though, if you were to put your mind to it. What was that?
It sounded like it came from... Oh, shit! The factory!
Sally? What the hell happened?
I don't know. I was just exiting the lab when it suddenly just went up in flames.
Shit. You think it might have been a gas leak or something?
I don't know. But the sprinkler system should have gone off by now. And I know a fire extinguisher isn't going to cut it.
Alright, well... Let's see if we can at least keep the fire contained to the lab. Let it burn itself out. Then we can... What was that?
Sounds like it came from the boiler room.
Fuck. Alright, let's...
What the hell is going on with this place?
I don't know. But the fire's moving way too fast. We need to evacuate the facility. Now.
But how? With what time?
You round up all the lab workers you can in the facility. I'll round up anyone that's still out on production. Poppy, you and the rest of the medics evacuate everyone that's laid up in the infirmary and tend to anyone else who might be injured.
Right.
What can I do, Howdy?
Eddie, try to get to anyone that might be trapped and guide them to the nearest exit.
I'm on it.
All right, everyone, just stay calm. I need you all to,
So I was right. Looks like I am the only one that's capable of managing this facility.
Wally? Please, don't,
I'm sorry, Poppy. I can't keep on letting you hold me back anymore.
Huh? What the hell are you all doing just standing in front of the doors? Move!
Security won't let us get through.
What?
I'm sorry, but we can't just allow all of these employees to leave this facility without following proper protocol.
The factory is on fire, asshole!
Then I suggest you all pick up a bucket of water and the fire extinguisher and get to work.
Wally? Where's Poppy? She was supposed to...
You. Look what you've done.
I wasn't the one who caused this, Wally. It literally came out of nowhere. We can start over, Wally. The factory can be rebuilt. I'm trying to make it so that we can all make it out of here. Together.
How sweet. You know the rules. Nobody leaves this place. Nobody.
We have to, Wally. We'll all die if we stay in here. There's no other way.
You want to be the hero, eh, Pillar? Then fight me. Fight for your freedom.
Fine, then. Bring it on, you fucking maniac.
Count me in.
Sally?
I don't want to die in a fire. I've got your back, Howdy. No worries.
Same here.
Just give it up, Wally. We're hurt, outnumbered, and completely outmatched. We need to leave.
Cowards and traitors, all of you. I'll never abandon this factory. Never.
Wally, wait.
Let him go, Sal's. He's made his choice. This place is about to come down on top of us. Still feel like following proper protocol?
You know, on second thought, I don't feel like dying in a fire today either. Open the doors. Everyone, keep it moving and stick together.
Eddie? Eddie, where are you?
I'm over here, Frank.
Huh? Oh, thank goodness. Are you all right? You're not hurt, are you?
I'm fine, Frank. Oh, you worry none about me.
What the hell happened here? We were only gone for what? 6? Maybe 8 hours?
We don't really know what happened. It started when the lab caught on fire. Then there was an explosion in or around the boiler room. Then the electricity started to act up, which started some electrical fires. I'm not really sure how this happened.
Where's Poppy?
She didn't make it out. I think Wally did something to her.
And we'll never know for sure now, will we?
No, probably not.
Who's that?
Trouble, from the looks of it.
Whoa! Okay. This fire's a lot bigger in person.
What the? You're afraid of fire?
Big fires like that one, yes.
Pitiful. Is Walden around here somewhere?
He didn't make it out. He refused to leave during the evacuation.
Looks like it's a total loss. I knew a factory that makes rainbows was a stupid idea.
A stupid idea that's made you and your family stupid amounts of money. Give Wally some credit for that, at least.
Well, kid, what do you think?
They're all involved to some extent. but not exactly willingly. Don't worry about it, Wallace. I can handle these guys. Is this really everyone?
Every one of the senior staff members, from what we know.
Right. Let's get reacquainted. Dolly, darling.
Howdy, Pillar.
Selena Starlet. But you can just call me Sally.
Frankly.
Hetty dear.
Jeremy Marsh. Well, wait. Why am I here again?
Eyes and ears of a rainbow factory, remember?
Right.
All right. Why don't we start by discussing each of your roles inside of the Rainbow Factory first?
And if we do, you swear this information will stay between us and your crew.
Whatever we discuss here won't be leaving this room. Unless you'd rather take this situation over to the police.
No, we'd really rather not.
All right, then. Start talking.
I was the facilities production manager. That rainbow that was always arcing over the neighborhood almost every day? Yeah. I was in charge of the workers that helped create that, on top of whatever else Wally made that was being sold to the public.
I see. And what exactly was the rainbow's purpose?
That's Well, I guess there's no point in keeping it classified anymore, is there? Basically, it was a way of testing out the different batches of colors the factory produced. Each color has a certain effect on a person, and the rainbow delivered that in microdoses to the residents of the neighborhood.
With that, the lab workers and I were in charge of recording and studying the effects. Tensions between residents were running a bit high. Not enough yellow. Residents reported feeling weak and tired. Too much blue and purple, not enough red and orange. And if everything seemed totally out of whack, it usually meant that the green was off. Stuff like that.
So, this whole time, the neighborhood's been serving as guinea pigs for Walden's experiments?
Yeah. And now that the Rainbow Factory is gone, people's true colors are really gonna start to show. Just as a heads up.
So the colors, what were they being used for outside of making the rainbow?
Medicine. Everything from conventional remedies like sleep aids, energy boosters, and antidepressants, to more unorthodox stuff like truth serums and love potions. A lot of that had yet to be perfected, though. Wally's ultimate goal, though, was to create a cure for every ailment in existence. From common stuff like the common cold and migraines, to more serious stuff like dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer. That way everyone could have an opportunity to live long, happy, healthy lives.
And what exactly were these cures made of? Let me guess. People. That's why residents started going missing around the neighborhood.
Yes, but also no. Before the disappearances started, we had a set system that supplied us with people that the factory could use. Death row inmates, people who donated their bodies to science, even disobedient and unruly employees. But something happened to Wally. We don't know what exactly. But suddenly, our usual supply of spectra donors and test subjects just wasn't enough for him. That's when he started going down into the neighborhood and started taking people randomly off of the street. He even wiped out a third of our worker population when his rampage first started.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Franklin? What was your role inside of the Rainbow Factory?
Please, you can just call me Frank. I was Wally's inventory manager. Nothing too crazy. As we all had our own living accommodations inside of the Rainbow Factory, it was my job to make sure everyone had the things that they needed. Food, clothes, toiletries, home decor, that sort of stuff.
What was the living situation like over there?
Pretty comfortable, I'd say. So long as your dorm was kept clean and your neighbors knew how to keep it down when you were trying to sleep.
And you, Mr. Deere?
I was in charge of the mail room, making sure everyone got their mail when they came in.
What sort of mail? Like letters?
Letters and care packages that were sent to and from family and friends.
And nobody tried to use the mail system to try to communicate what was going on inside of the Rainbow Factory.
I didn't say that.
Think of it like a super maximum security prison that's also run by a mob family. No information was allowed to get out that Walden didn't want people to know. Words are cheap. Confidentiality agreements are just paper. Everything went through Walden and the security staff first before it was allowed to be brought into or leave the facility. And there were serious repercussions for those who tried to smuggle something in or let sensitive information get out.
I see. And what about you, Jeremy?
I'm not anything special. I was just a technician that was in charge of maintaining things around the factory.
The eyes and ears of the Rainbow Factory isn't anything special?
Yeah. Real vent goblin, that one.
Hey, it's a tunnel. I'm a rabbit. Connect the dots. Yeah, I'd hear things and see things. It's basically how I managed to survive inside of the Rainbow Factory despite being a constant thorn in Walden's side.
Really? You like to mess with Walden?
Dolly, I lived for messing with Walden.
Even if doing so would have gotten you killed?
Please. Most of the time, his threats and attacks were just bluffs. Deep down, he knew I was a vital source of information and a vital source of purple. That's why, at worst, he'd just send me to the infirmary with a few new scars to show for it.
So you guys even received medical care inside of the Rainbow Factory?
We received everything inside of the Rainbow Factory. It was where we worked, ate, slept, socialized. It's been our whole life for years. Honestly, none of us really know what real life is like anymore.
Yeah. Funny. So often, so many of us wanted to leave the Rainbow Factory and be free from Walden's grasp, when really, we wouldn't have any idea of what we would do once we had.
And to think you actually thought about following Dolly's advice about not returning to the Rainbow Factory earlier.
Come on. Look me in the eyes and tell me you've never thought about leaving and going back to a normal life in the neighborhood in some capacity.
So that's our story. I know it sounds horrible. We did terrible things, but regardless, The Rainbow Factory was still the place we called home. Wally was our friend. We tried to help him. We really did. But
You can't help someone who doesn't want it. You should know, the only reason we escaped that fire is because we turned on him. He was going to keep us locked in there, even as the factory burned, even if it meant burning himself. That was a real wake-up call for all of us.
So, is this your way of denouncing your loyalty to Walden and the Rainbow Factory?
Yeah. We're ready to start over. But we're going to need some help. And maybe a little bit of therapy, if you're willing to offer it.
Don't worry. I got you covered.
You asked to see me?
We did, yes. Tell us, does this puppet look familiar to you?
Kind of. But not really.
Huh. Interesting. One would think you would have immediately recognized him, given that you watched me brutally attack him and all.
Dolly? What are you doing here?
Trying to prove a point.
And what about you, Mr. Darling? Do you recognize this ragdoll?
Never seen them before in my life.
Wait. I thought Dolly was exiled. What are they doing back here?
They've returned to allow Mr. Darling here to recount his version of events before the council. Mr. Darling, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, whatever story this plushie fed you guys is complete and utter bullshit. It was my son Walden that scratched me across the face and gave me the scar, not Dolly.
So, the story that Dolly physically attacked you to the extent that you needed to be patched up with gauze?
A complete and utter fabrication. Dolly did patch me up with gauze at one point, but only to clean the wounds and change the bandages. Aside from that, we mainly just sat around and yapped while we drank coffee.
He's lying. It's been more than 2 years since that incident. How do we know that they didn't rehearse this ahead of time in order to start trouble?
They make a fair point. If this council really did reach a wrongful verdict, then why didn't the two of you come forward with this information sooner?
Mostly because my brother didn't want me to. Apparently, Mordecai's word wasn't good enough for the lot of you, and he didn't trust that you wouldn't try to do something like that to Dolly again. So, you chose to take them in and make them a member of the Darling family instead.
I stand by what I said all those years ago. I would have never tried to harm anyone. Tum-Tum has always had it out for me because they were jealous of me and my abilities. They just saw that Wallace was hurt, and were using that to get me into trouble.
I see. Tom, you have anything to say for yourself?
I was just abiding by this commune's rules. I saw a client that was injured and reported it. Rule number 7. Failure to report an incident is to also aid in the client's abuse.
That's not how the rule is worded, Tom. Rule number 7. Should a ragdoll of Cross-Stitch witness the mistreatment of another's client, they are to report it to a member of the council immediately. Delaying or making any attempts to hide said mistreatment is to also aid in the client's abuse. Let's be real here. You didn't witness Jack. You just skewed things from your own perspective and used that rule to get me into trouble because you knew it was one of the rules that the council took the most seriously. And because of your own status inside of Cross-Stitch, you knew you were likely to get away with it without too many questions asked.
All right, fine, I did it. I lied to the council to get you into trouble. It's just... things always came so easily for you. You got all of these special abilities. I didn't. You graduated as an A-class therapy doll while I had to work for years to achieve that rank. It's just not fair.
Uh-huh. You see? You were jealous. I rest my case.
Tom, when you came to us about what you had supposedly seen, you said that you were willing to accept the consequences of those charges, whatever they might have been. Do you not realize that Dolly could have faced any punishment that we saw fit? Stitching, seam ripping, even burnt at the stake?
Yes, I do realize that. Like I said, I know what the rules of this commune state.
Well, clearly you don't, considering you dropped the ball on one.
Shut up! Leave me alone.
I believe we have heard enough. Mr. Darling, thank you for taking the time to come to us with your own testimony.
Don't mention it.
Dolly, allow me to offer this council's sincerest apologies for this tremendous miscarriage of justice. I hereby absolve you of all of your previous charges, and decree that you are free to come and go from this commune of your own free will.
Thanks. Allow me to reintroduce myself, if I may. Dolly Darling, Judge, Jury, and Executioner of the neighborhood's East Side.
Oh, so the rumors are true, are they?
Yeah. Mordecai? He's gone now. And I was willing to step up and take his place.
I see. Out of respect for you and your family, then, this council is willing to offer you the option to determine your siblings' punishment.
What?
I think public humiliation would be the most fitting. All of Cross-Stitch deserves to know what they did and why they did it. Might I also recommend a bit of retraining? I'd say 2 more years in Mux Cottonsworth's class is a good place to start.
Very well. So it has been stated, so it will be done.
Great.
On another note, I wanted to ask you all for a favor while I was here.
What sort of favor?
Well, it just so happens that I've got a shitload of people who are in desperate need of some serious therapy. And I'm going to need every ragdoll that's B-class and up available to help them.
Even Tom?
Yes, even Tom. Believe me, when I say we're going to need everybody on board with this, we're going to need everybody on board with this. They're all former employees of the Rainbow Factory. And these guys have really been put through the ringer. Trust me.
I think we can make an arrangement.
So, what do you boys manage to find?
Not a lot, really. We have officially searched the ruins of that place inside and out, We did manage to find one of the people you've been looking for, though. A Miss Poppy Partridge?
Yes, a bird type. Tall, red with large rainbow feathers, according to the senior staff members' descriptions.
We found her what was left of the infirmary. Deceased. Not from the fire, though. From the looks of it, it appears though she was attacked and her neck snapped. Very little signs of suffering.
And Walden? Tall, broad-shouldered, yellow skin, blue pompadour, weird prosthetic left arm.
Well, we didn't find anyone matching that exact description. We got some pictures of the bodies that we found that could be him, though.
No, none of these people could possibly be him. Is it possible that his remains could have been completely burned away in the fire?
Possible, yes. Likely, though, no. There would have been something left of him, I'm sure.
Is it possible he could have survived, and he's still out there somewhere squatting in the ruins?
Again. Possible, yes. Likely, though, no. He'd have to get by without any food, water, or power. And considering how injured he said he was to have been at the time, without any medical care, he'd make for some pretty rough living if he had.
Were there any signs of life left inside of that place at all?
Bugs? Maybe a couple rats? Outside of that, though, no.
Very well. Keep your eyes peeled just in case. If anything comes up, let me know right away.
Of course.
So what made you change your mind about the engagement? I thought Weldon's whereabouts after that fire were still unknown.
Well, now seemed to be as good a time as any. At least the disappearances have stopped, and things are slowly going back to normal now. Well, as normal as they can be.
Well, whatever happens, I've got your back if you've got mine.
For our family, always.
Well, wasn't that interesting? That little game of cat and mouse between the two of you was certainly amusing. No pun intended. What a shame it had to end so soon. I don't think I would have minded if it went on for just a little while longer. Wouldn't you agree, Walden?
When I wake up again, they will pay for what they've done.
When you wake up again. Sure, Walden. Sure.